Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome to, I almost said the PlayStation Plus. I have PlayStation on the mind. Welcome to Movie Madness Entertainment. This is the last one for April. Tomorrow we have a special Ladies' Day. It's not going to be Movie Madness. It's going to be the Ladies of Movie Talk. Hopefully Rhea will be there and some other surprise guest ladies. So everyone on your best behavior for the ladies tomorrow. And I think we'll focus. It'll be really up to the ladies, but something that I want to start at least is now that we see more projects moving towards female characters as the center of it, as the protagonist. What are some projects you're looking forward to, and what are some projects you really think got it right? Like for one thing, me and my wife watched Shadow and the Bone. Is that it? Bone and Shadow?
Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and Bone. Did you see that, Ray, or you heard about that?
No, I haven't. What's that?
It's a new fantasy series on Netflix. It's more like young adult. It's sort of like Game of Thrones light.
It's based on a book series.
Yeah. It's a fun series. Lots of cool characters. Did you see it, RJ?
No, I've heard about it, though. It's one of the biggest Netflix series in a while, so...
Okay. Let's get to the chat. Sean A., yes, he can. He probably does. Just ask us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know you're mad at Matt, Sean, but this is what Matt Jarbo has to deal with every time he gets onto the internet. I still want to talk to Sean. I invited him in on the show in the past. I'd like to have a calm conversation. But I mean, a lot of people that are friends with Matt Jarbo also get this when you even mention his name. I'm not going into his past. I'm friends with him now. If he did certain things now, I'd have a problem with it too. But he's a good guy, good movie talk, and he made the thumbnail because we're talking about the Snyderverse Karens. Who am I talking about? Well, for one thing, I'm talking about this guy, Ian Jarbo. Yes, I'm talking about. But plus, everyone freaking out in the Snyder Cut fandom that freaks out over tweets and goes dislike bombs, trailers and stuff. I'm calling you all Snyderverse Karens. It's getting ridiculous. Basically, where I'm going with the speculation is neither side knows. So when Brian and Matt Jarbo say it's just not going to happen, just let it go. It's been a month. I'm like, shut up. You don't know. It's possible it might not happen, but who says, what signs were you looking for? This is a situation that's never happened before, and it's a different route. It's like they took an off-ramp on their original plan. So they're not going to just say, oh, we're announcing it tomorrow. It's never going to happen like that. Is it as good as it could have been? I think it's still good. I think there are things to look out for, and it's not, don't give it a freaking date. A cutoff date. If it doesn't happen by this date, I think you're being a Karen too, Brian and Matt.
Setting ultimatums.
Right. If it doesn't happen by this, if I don't hear something, it's all over. Just give it up.
DC
Cancel
Fandom.
HBO.
I don't know, Max. I don't know.
Oh,
See,
come on.
even RJ is giving ultimatums. Look at this.
You're setting dates for something you don't. This is an unprecedented event. There's nothing that's been this situation has never happened to this extreme with a director and a movie studio. They are not going to go forward unless both sides are on board, and I don't know if they can get there, even if they want to. Plus, they are still going to be looking at Blu-ray sales and Army of the Dead numbers. I know Matt Jarbo's like, it doesn't matter. Army of the Dead doesn't matter. Yes, it does. When a director sought after for another streaming service, he sought after, and that helps the situation.
I think it matters to Zach. I don't think it matters to Warner Brothers.
It matters to Warner Brothers, bro.
I don't think so.
Listen, when you're in Hollywood, when you're most relevant, that's when you get projects going. If he has to say, well, look what's happening. If he didn't have something going at Netflix, it would be much harder for him. He can say, "Oh, what do you got going, Zach? This or nothing." No, he has projects going. He has decisions to make. Even if they say they want him, he still has to decide. I'm just saying, no one knows anything. Chill out, all you Karens across the board.
Well, that's what I will say. Okay, I see, I hear you, and I see you, but I will say,
That's a Karen.
People need to chill, man. Like
Across you too.
Well, yeah, I do, and this is my way of chilling. Honestly, it's just to kind of take my ball and go home.
All right, but don't say it's not going to happen either.
Well, no,
then you sound like John Campia.
It's just my way of like saving my own personal heartache. Like, dude, I don't want to have. I don't need this. Like, I got so much shit going on in my life. I don't need like WB bringing me down. Like, come on now, dude. Like, you would have
gave up the hashtag 2 months in, release the Snyder cut. Ryan.
Probably. I'm sorry. I mean,
sometimes it's better to act like it's not going to happen, so be pleasantly surprised.
Thank you. Like, come on.
Go ahead, Rhea.
I just want to say, like, I'm just like tired of folks like bullying Brian. Like, he's just like the nicest person, like on all these panels, and y'all are just like saying, like, everyone's just like, do you even Snyder cut, bro? Like, yeah, it's just so like we talk about gatekeeping and elitism, like in other fan movements, and you're literally like doing that to him right now.
Me? Like,
yes,
no, everybody. I'm like. Of course I Snyder cut, man, but I'm telling you.
No, okay.
The verse is a whole different ball game, and I don't want to get my heart broken. There.
You're breaking mine.
If you want to call me a Karen based on that, then you go ahead and call me a Karen.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to speak to the manager around here, please.
There's no manager for Movie Madness. It's all straight madness. Just ask Eddie. Eddie, we miss you, bro.
Somebody's getting a bad ideas.
Eddie, we love you, bro. I hope you come back.
Like,
take your break.
This fandom is just literally tearing friendships apart, like right before our very eyes. Like, it sucks.
No. I think. I mean, never put your friend
in on itself.
Never put your friendship over. I mean, I'm trying to be friends with everyone. I really am. So we are we love Eddie. He might need to take a little bit of a break from streams, but he's still doing content. So go check out his channel. I might actually steal some of his topics for tonight's video, Eddie, because you come up with stuff quick. All right, so let's get to the chat.
That's
George, hey, Snyderverse Carrots. That's a new. I mean, go look at Matt Jarbo's last videos. Why are people still talking about the Snyder? It's not going to happen.
See, Walter's got my back.
I also don't like downvoting campaigns and stuff.
Max, you understand where Jarbo was coming from that point, though, right? The optics of that look horrible, and it's going to be used as ammo against the fans.
I know, but it's like a double-edged sword. If you don't say anything either, it's like hard to control.
I mean, I understand. You want to voice your displeasure, and how else do you do it? You downvote it. You know what I mean? But just like cheering it on, that's where I have issue.
No, I don't. Okay. I don't cheer that on. No,
but people are, and that's where I'm just like, no, dude, I disavow. I don't want. That is toxic behavior, in my opinion. So.
Oh, Lady Madness is that what's going to happen tomorrow?
There you go.
Lady,
there you go.
I don't know. RCB. Hey, Barcy, if you ever want to come on man, I wish I would have contacted you before because I know you haven't been on stream yet. But be there for Ladies' Night tomorrow night. It should be great. Have you been following a lot of movies or streaming? Have you been watching anything lately? Or
I've been watching a lot of Sil and Truth's channels, like, because they stream very frequently, and it's an interesting like dichotomy between the two of them. So I'm a big fan of like watching people with different opinions. So cool. I get a lot of value from their channels for sure.
Cool. I mean, on the streaming services though, like Netflix. Have you been watching any shows?
My bad. Invincible. I'm watching that.
Oh man,
yeah.
That's what the problem is, and we talked about this before the show too. Why is everyone having so much problems? It's oversaturated streaming services. Plus. There's too many streaming services right now. You really have to pick and choose I had Amazon Prime for the longest since they started it. And I was, because I got HBO Max now, that's the one I let loose. And now I don't know. I can't watch Invincible, and I want to see that. And then there's another Michael B. Jordan movie coming out this weekend. I think it's Tom Clancy related.
Yeah, it already came out. It's Friday. It's called Just Remorse.
Damn it.
Wait, so you don't have Amazon Prime?
No, it's not for a few months.
Oh.
Don't forget, also on Netflix, Mitchell's vs. the Machines came out. The Yasuke anime came out. There's a lot of stuff that came out this weekend. It's crazy.
Yeah, I do have a lot to watch. I am upset though that there's no Marvel for a little bit. These Marvel seasons run too quick.
No, it's the perfect length, man.
Okay,
you need a break. We just had 2 series back to back. I think having a month-long break when we get the Bad Batch instead.
Isaac, you have to wear a wig if you want on tomorrow's episode. If you identify as a woman tomorrow, you'll also be invited on.
Little Rouge.
So Isaac,
does this mean? Wait, hold up. Does this mean Jolene's going to show up tomorrow?
I'm telling you right now, Brianna is not coming in tomorrow. Okay.
We all do feel empty. Facts, Rhea. Walter Hamada. Don't listen to Walter Hamada. Or he's just taking a break. He's doing a lot of content though. Go check out his channel. Let's link his channel.
Yeah, I already did earlier.
Yeah, RG did. He's good.
Why are you still Goldman? Why are you still talking about The Last Jedi?
Oh, I hope Goldman is on the May the 4th stream that we're planning. FYI, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, do you know which channel that's going to be on? Or
well, I was going to do it on my channel.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right, Brian's channel.
Come on down for a Star Wars shindig on May the 4th.
All right. Actually, I would put that poll out, Goldman, and see what happens. I'm going to put a poll out on Twitter. See who does. Anyone agree with Goldman?
No.
Okay. I really can't get aboard that.
See, I like Snyder Cut, guys. Come on. I think it's better than The Last Jedi, and I like The Last Jedi.
Sir Nerd-a-Lot. So we need Sir Nerd-a-Lot back on too.
This is also true. It's been a while.
Oh, Goldman, you're killing me, man. Are you a troll too, Goldman? He only puts the stuff in there to troll me.
Hey, it's Goldman's lucky day because of the Ryan Johnson Knives Out trilogy.
Yeah, that's true. Knives Out is a trilogy, and I would take Justice League 2 and 3 over that, though. If I can only have one, it would definitely be Justice League 2 and 3. There you go. Go give Eddie some love. Munchie Man, Snyder Bros are no more toxic than it. I mean, that's true. It's across the board. Fandom has toxicity. I do see it going that route. We've been constantly ignored, though. We really have.
I get you, but I'm telling you, that's what happened. That's how the menace got started.
No. I agree. I agree.
Everybody.
I see the same tactics. Downvoting. That's not organic. That's just trolling. I don't know what to say. I wasn't happy about the trailer release, but I didn't watch it.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's like I don't look at it like an affront. I'm sorry if you're taking it personal at this point. Maybe you should just step back for a minute. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, if you blow up on the internet, you can kiss any chance of this happening goodbye.
Wow. So I went to go look. It's at 59,000 dislikes right now, approaching 60. That's crazy.
I mean that the thing is though, that does say that the people in charge of Warner Brothers, that does hurt them in some way. It does.
Oh, it does, but it also hurts us in the sense that it really does make us look bad in the eyes of people who want to do us harm. So it's like, no. I mean, if you want to get like have the haters hate on you even more and have a reason to do it.
Baby girls hashtagging all over the place. Baby girl, toxic bros, restore the Snyderverse. Yeah, Truth is legit for real. I do check out Truth and some streams. Streaming will take over the world. Streaming is at the breaking point though now because they're really fighting for the same consumer.
That's why HBO Max is probably going to flounder if they don't get up with their original content and programming. They got to step it up.
I think it's the proof is in the pudding that they need more there than theatrical releases. They need compelling series that you're only going to get there. I still physical media unfortunately is on the way out too. I'm still just catching up to the chat.
Oh yeah, dude. I guess Warner Library is closing down or something like that.
Yeah, Warner Archives.
Yeah. So I'm like,
the thing is, it's no longer profitable to maintain on physical media as much as it was in the past. It's going to be a niche market. It's never going to disappear completely.
Well, actually, yeah. Funny thing about physical media, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Warner UK account tweeted that the Zack Snyder Justice League Blu-ray was coming out. Somebody replied, "Well, what about restore the Snyderverse?" And that account replied back, "Check out May 24th."
Okay. I don't know.
which is the day the Blu-ray releases. So they're like, hey, buy the Blu-ray if you want to see more.
I do think, yes, I absolutely think that they're going to be looking at those numbers. If it goes to the top of the charts and it's one of the best selling Blu-rays of all time, which it could be because people didn't even think they were going to be able to buy it. So it's very possible that it might be one of the best selling Blu-rays of all time. Because he also, if you just rely on HBO Max, if you don't buy it and own it, you're also nervous. Are they ever going to let us see it again on the actual service once it goes away? I think they're looking at that. I think they're looking at everything. I don't think everything's set in stone. I do think, though, they are going to try. They're going to do the stupidest route for Fandom is try to completely not acknowledge it at all and just move past it. We'll see.
They'll ignore the hell out of it, I'm sure.
We need to bring back Star Wars talk.
So hold up. So them ignoring the Snyder Cut at Fandom, that still doesn't deter you at all from thinking it's going to happen. If they completely ignore one of the biggest DC events of the year,
they're going to try. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. I don't want to go Karen either way. Karens exist on both sides of this. I'm saying I'm going to wait and see until after the Blu-ray numbers and after Army of the Dead pops. And then we'll also have to see if Zach suddenly signs an agreement, Netflix, that's going to make the trades after Army of the Dead pops. And then I'm going to start to say, you know what? It's just not going to happen. That's what I'm waiting to see. I think he's got a lot of decisions to make after that. And I honestly don't think he should.
We got about a month.
Yeah, I don't honestly think he shouldn't make any decision before, if they even want him to. He should say, I want to see what Army of the Dead does first. They probably want to see. I want to see what the sales numbers of the physical media does too. How could you not say those are factors? They are definitely things that people look at. There's something you could direct. It's the consumer directly paying for the product finally, besides HBO Max. It's directly paying for it. Okay, let's get to the panel then. Do you see a world where Zack Snyder's Justice League gets released on physical media, it doesn't go up to the top of the charts? Rhea, we'll start with you. Do you see that possibility, or you think it's going to blow it out the water? What's your
thing? It did blow it out the water today. It sold out in 20 minutes, according to WB UK. Okay,
so they look at that stuff. I didn't want to import it. I want to just wait till I can go to Best Buy or Amazon. And I want a steelbook, but I'm going to buy the original first just in case they don't do a steelbook right away. I'm just not chancing it, not owning it. Yes. Shifty Gizm. Go. Oh, and then Brian, what do you think? What's your prediction about the Blu-ray sales?
Well, I don't know. It'll have some effect, but I'm not necessarily sold on the fact that they're. See, I think what they should do is at least tell us that they're having talks.
Why?
I think
why would that be smart?
The reason being is because right now there's
then the fandom would get out of control.
The fandom is a tinderbox right now, dude.
Right.
Okay.
So all they have to anything do until you have something to say.
Just at least say that you're doing something to calm people down.
No, I completely disagree. Because if they say they have talks and then it didn't work out, and then the fandom finds that out,
well, that's probably the case anyways. Because they probably had talks before the movie even came out.
Well, you know
what I mean?
That,
the most.
the most important talks are when something comes out.
I'm looking stuff up. It seems like the Blu-ray is only getting released in the UK. I'm not seeing a US date yet.
Not yet. It'll be there. They're not.
See that? I don't know. They gotta roll that out fast.
No, like I said, alone can support. Like I said in the back room, it'll be a 2-disc release. It'll have Justice League, the Justice cut, and then it'll have the Snyder cut. So and it'll be on the same disc too. So you'll really have to fight yourself in buying it.
I was hoping one side would be the Justice is Gray edition, and then the other side would be like the original that we saw.
Yeah. I mean, they could. There's money on the table too. If they, I don't think they should release it in one, just the Snyder cut and Justice of Gray one package. They should release separate Blu-rays to get more money. I mean, but that would be if I think that they were going to go forward or not. You know, I don't want them to double dip if they're just going to take the money and run. But there's lots of things to look forward to. Don't be a Matt Jarbo and say it's over till it's over. Hey Eddie, is he in the chat?
He's been in the chat.
Oh, I'm so back on the chat right now, so let me try to catch up.
Yeah,
Shifty gives him go catch up on cool stuff on H. I'm binging Banshee right now. I haven't heard of that one. Anthony Starr Homelander would kill it as the new Wolverine. But he's probably too old at this point. Is he in that show too?
He's the lead character.
And Banshee.
Yeah, that's where he got his start.
Oh, okay. What time is this stream? You mean tomorrow or tonight or ladies' night? You don't. Goldman doesn't want to listen to ladies' night.
I'm thinking about the Star Wars stream.
It's noon Pacific.
Restore Rhea's pillow. Her pillow looks restored. Is it beat up? It looks like a fresh one.
That's nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great neck support.
Yeah. Isaac. Don't even respond to the Goldman troll. He's just trying to troll Snyder Cut fans. Come on, The Last Jedi ahead of Snyder Cut. Oh my God. I guess it is to him. I think he is being genuine to him, even though he liked it. Noon Pacific on the 4th. Okay, that's for the May the 4th. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to the Bad Batch. It's just I'm looking forward to new stuff more.
Trust me, there's going to be a lot of announcements that day.
I kind of want to see the Book of Boba Fett a little bit more. But yes, I'm looking forward to the announcements.
Okay, so listen. I respect your wokeness, Isaac. I'm not against woke at all. If you say you are, you're invited to the stream tomorrow. If Isaac says he is, whatever. You're invited, Isaac. RCB, and I'm for that. I don't whatever you want to do. This is news to me though, Isaac. I didn't know that before. Okay. Oh, that's true. He did talk about his wife's boyfriend before. His wife's boyfriend. Okay. All right. My ash pillow is my next saving grace. Oh, let me see. Oh, darn it. I tried to. I boomered. I really lost where I am on the chat. I was trying to find a specific one. Goldman talk about Star Wars only or something. Star Wars is greater than Zack Snyder? I don't know about that. I wish Zack Snyder would make Star Wars. Please, you know what though? I thought about this. I heard some other people talking about it. It's gonna happen. I think that
Warner Brothers when I listen to
no, but that's not toxic.
It is toxic.
No, not if it's relevant to.
But if you spam it though,
spam it. Okay.
Once or
All
twice.
All it's gonna do is get you banned. So
yeah, once or twice.
Well, if there's a bunch of consumers that want DC content and they're not doing it on where I thought it was toxic was stop Asian hate. Restore the Snyderverse, that does not go. There's on the grand scheme of things, that's completely different, and that's not the place for it. But fandom, DC fandom, when you're talking about a DC fan, that might be the place for it. I don't know. What's your thoughts, Rhea? I know this is the topic of conversation because people are going to want to say that's the time you want to be talking about it, really, right? DC fandom, restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah, I personally am not a huge fan of co-opting posts that are
right.
making statements about other, properties or other, social movements, and kind of derailing it, with Restore the Snyderverse, personally.
I understand. So we should be careful where we do it during that event. I would say be careful.
Yeah, okay. I will say sorry. I will say that it is fair to criticize.
Hey, Eddie.
Eddie's back.
Are you there? Hey, Eddie.
Yes.
Glad you came to Movie Madness tonight. I saw some of your videos. You've been doing good work on your channel. Let me go back to your channel here. Tomorrow is going to be ladies' night, though, Eddie. So we'll have to be careful there. Let me go to Oh My Diaz channel. I have to see what you were talking about here. Can you bring up, Eddie? Since you're here, can you bring up your latest video that was just 3 hours ago about the numbers? What were the numbers for households for watch the Snyder Cut?
Well, I checked it out. It said 3.7 million households watched it in 39 days.
Well, what's your thoughts on that? Is that good enough? I honestly don't know if that's great or not.
I mean, obviously the numbers have changed it already since then. But I believe it more than the narrative of it just like 1.7. I think it was before, and everybody was going with it. I think that sounds way better than I was making a couple videos about that, saying how bullshit that sounds. But it sounds better to me. I know that some people have made a case against Mortal Kombat, saying it made those numbers in 3 days. I was like, it is what it is. As long as those numbers are good, it doesn't matter how the span of time that it did it. Just as long as the numbers are good, and as long as I believe that more than what WB is giving us, or any of the news outlets or anything.
Okay, so you think it's a positive from what I'm getting?
Yeah, it's way better than 1.7.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that other number. I didn't hear that one. So thank you, Eddie. Brea, what's your thoughts on these numbers that Eddie's reporting on? From those come from Samba TV, Eddie? Where'd those numbers come from?
Yeah, Samba TV.
Okay, what's your thoughts on those numbers? Does that sound good to you? Or I honestly is like, is that good? I don't know.
Oh, are you asking me?
Yes, I am asking you.
Yeah, I caught Sill's stream where he was speaking with the head data analysis guy, and Mikey about these numbers, and I think as far as like the sample size goes, for how they collected the data and the TVs where Samba is installed, like that is still a little sus in my opinion, because I am someone who likes to scrutinize where data is collected and, the integrity of the sample size and what the demographics are within that sample size. But that said, like, what we were able to, surface from that video, like it is like across like different demographics across the United States, and it was able to kind of like give us at least like a small, sort of like a small like glimpse into some sort of truth in terms of like the viewing patterns that occurred for Zack Snyder's Justice League in comparison to like Wonder Woman, for example. Like the biggest interesting thing for me was how Wonder Woman, like, had like, the trajectory of like a holiday season takeoff where folks were basically held captive in their houses and like were watching it, but it kind of plateaued. Whereas Snyder Cut came out like on a super like not prime, time slot, like Thursday evening. And then so we actually started to see it grow over time, like even as more momentum was building up. So that was an interesting like phenomenon shown just from that one sample size of Samba TVs that had the software to track the viewer stuff on it.
Okay, cool. I also think word of mouth helps with this property, and I got a lot of heat saying Wonder Woman 84 was not good at the beginning. And I wanted it to be good. I just was not feeling that movie. I think the word of mouth is greater with this, but that's my personal opinion. RJ and then Brian, what did you think of these numbers? Do you think, oh wow, or I just was like, okay, that sounds good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, The issue with the numbers is that the data's all over the place in a lot of regards. Like one day we'll hear this, it did this, and then that did that. CNBC comes out an article, Decider comes out an article, this and this. Like, oh, it did okay, but not good enough. I mean, 3.7 sounds good on paper for 39 days, but then again, they said Mortal Kombat did 3.7 million in like one weekend. So I honestly don't know at this point. I really don't.
Okay, Brian.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it kind of might corroborate a little bit with more of the original numbers. Over 39 days as opposed to the weekend. You know what I mean? I think those original numbers that they had Samba TV put out was over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm asking on that one, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's really going to do much to move the needle. If it
does move the needle, not for you, you think?
Well, like I said, dude, I guess I'm being impatient, but they should have already said something by now.
A little bit. I give up.
And just real quick, Edward, we got this. I think you mean we got this covered. No, do not trust. We got this covered. They are pretty much like 100% fake news. So don't buy any articles they put out.
Well, Eddie, there's a video of yours that I didn't watch yet. But I'm interested to get your take before I watch it. There was supposed to be a certain cameo, Band of the Falcon. Can you explain that one? I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah, it was talked about a while ago, saying that I forgot his name. Forgot his first name. Spellman, the showrunner of Falcon.
Malcolm Spellman.
Yeah, Malcolm Spellman, the showrunner of Falcon, and went to Soldier Wine. Yeah, he does look like him a lot too. That made me laugh. Yes, he wanted Spider-Man to show up in the finale, but Kevin Feige said no.
Oh, it was Feige that said no.
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, it's kind of right stuff issues too, because they in part of the negotiating for the new contracts, they didn't really consider Disney Plus shows.
Oh, really?
They were initially part of the conversation. So.
Oh, okay. So they have to. That's an interesting concept too. They have to renegotiate all these contracts just for the Disney Plus shows. That's only for theatrical.
Yeah,
that's a whole new can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what the superhero these universes are getting more and more expensive. I mean, that's also the reality too with the Snyder Cut going forward too. It's contracts. I mean, it's really could be. You could go back and forth about everything else that's happened to Zach, the fandom. It's really a lot of it's money and contracts. Really, it's craziness. I honestly didn't think about that for the MCU part though. That may limit cameos based on contracts, especially with the Sony problem with Spider-Man. Although I still want Sony to hang on to Spider-Man until they really
I actually agree with Barcy, though. I'm kind of glad maybe he didn't show up in the finale, though, because I think it would have taken away from Sam, that big moment with him. It would have felt like shoehorned in a way.
Yeah. Oh, can I just say, screw Zeno? What the hell, man? I saw him on a Poindexter Lounge stream becoming a member and say, I just subbed to HBO Max. I'm like, who is this man? Who is this man? We can't even get a super chat on here from him, and he's wow. No, good on you, Zeno. He's represent. I was like, what the hell am I watching? I almost think he did it to troll me. I'm like, where does this?
Oh
Zeno
no, Zeno trolling? What? Never.
Yeah, I was gaming. I was watching because I watch the lounge sometimes when I'm gaming, or I'll watch your guys' streams while I'm gaming. Even if I'm not on YouTube because my work week sucks. And all of a sudden, it's like, Zeno's become a member for the lounge. I'm like, I fell out of my chair. I'm like, what in the world? Okay. Times are changing. All right, let me see here. Also, there was Diaz also commented on this because you find this stuff. I didn't even hear this one yet. Finn Whitrock will play Guy Gardner in HBO Max's Green Lantern. That is DC related. This is an official announcement, Eddie, about the actor for Guy Gardner for Green Lantern.
Yes, they're saying it is official, and at least we're getting something about that show. Because I'm pretty sure it was announced back in like late 2018. We haven't heard anything since. It was before HBO Max was even a thing. Before it was even released to everyone, and like I'm saying, I don't know how that show's gonna work out. I know the budget's 100 million. That's what they said. But it's probably gonna be like I'm saying. People are kind of mad because when it comes to Guy Gardner, everybody's expecting first for them to announce Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart, but we got Guy Gardner instead.
That was a big talking point. People were upset about that, but no, they said the characters in this show are gonna be Alan Scott, Guy Gardner, the Jessica Cruz, I think, and Simon Barrett. So those are gonna be your 4 Lanterns. They're not gonna do Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't get that part. I didn't read the article, or I didn't check out his whole video on that.
Well, I don't think it was part of the article. It's just like the rumors and the casting leaks.
I don't know. How do you feel about that, Eddie? Do you want to see the main Lanterns, or are you just happy the Green Lantern series is going forward? Like, what do you want from that show? Is that something you want to see Jon Stewart, or what are your thoughts there?
I'm more of a Hal Jordan person, but
Hal Jordan. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see both of them, but I think in the main canon when it comes to DC with the Green Lanterns, like aside from Alan Scott and everyone else, I'm pretty sure he's like the third Green Lantern on Earth. So I'm thinking in my head like these other two have to be there, and if anything, I don't care as long as the show is good. We don't need the main ones. If anything, we can just get references to them, and it will still be all right. It's whatever because they wanted for some reason they announced a movie and a TV show at the same time periods. I was like, what the hell is going on? But I don't care.
All right.
Can I say we've had a historic moment where Zeno gave us a super chat?
Oh, really? Where?
Yes.
I didn't catch up with the chat yet. Hold on. No, he didn't.
He did.
He did.
Oh,
he gave a $2 super chat, man.
Oh, to say zzz. Oh, thank you. Oh, I mean, that means something so much. Thank you so much, Zeno. But that's also you had to throw some shade in there too that you're dozing off. But we do appreciate it, Zeno. I'm working on membership soon, so I will let you know. I don't know about that. What's your thought? Thank you so much, Zeno. Appreciate you. And I'll be watching you on the lounge. I will watch you on the lounge. Rhea, what's your thoughts about this finally news about the Green Lantern series? Because I am excited they're moving forward, but are you disappointed at all that it's not going to be the main Lanterns? It's Guy Gardner and some of the other lesser known Lanterns. It's not Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan.
Yeah, so I'm still pretty new as far as like learning about like the extended universe of DC lore. So I'm super not familiar with these characters. But I did have a sneaking suspicion that they're probably taking the route of trying to get characters who are not already like established in some sort of live action setting already. So that way there's no preconceptions or judgments happening where they're getting weighed against other versions of this character that exist in other forms of media. In my opinion, I think that's why they're doing it. So it's like there's no risk or pissing off fans even more.
Okay. RJ, what do you think? What are your thoughts? What do you want to see out of the Green Lantern series? Is this what did this like surprise you? Oh, they're going this route with the series.
No, because I had already read the previous casting casting sheets. They were already planning on casting Guy Gardner, so I was prepared for that. I will say, based on what we know, it's going to be an anthology show covering Alan Scott in the 40s, or Guy Gardner like the 80s, and like the modern day Green Lantern. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I think it could be a big HBO Max show for them. I mean, obviously, it's the biggest like DC related show they've got going for them. You know. It's going to be pretty high budget, and they're going to probably introduce a lot of great Green Lantern characters, expand on that lore. I'll just be curious to see if it, like, connects to, like, the movies in any way.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of more exciting because it's lesser-known Lantern characters, and that whole Green Lantern is the least explored character in these, out of the main Justice League, really.
Yes. Real quick, by the way, I just want to say this. Please be nice to Eddie in the chat, guys. Like, don't be doing nothing crazy, okay?
Oh yeah, if you need to time out someone mods. I'm just way back on the chat. So yeah, I'm actually I think I'm more positive towards it now because it's like it seems like it more could be like a weird group kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, really oddball a little bit.
Shifty gets him asked an interesting question about if the HBO Max show is going to prevent Diggle from becoming Green Lantern in the Arrowverse. I honestly don't know. Like, because they're teasing Diggle becoming
Diggle.
Diggle, John Diggle, the guy.
I know.
Yeah.
That's weird to me that they're gonna make him Green Lantern in the CW verse, Berlanti verse. Why couldn't they just bring in Jon Stewart then?
Well,
I mean, he does have the look, I guess. I don't
maybe
know.
his real name is John Stewart instead of John Diggle. Maybe that's what.
No,
it is.
and RJ, stop this. No one's buying you Returnal. We're gonna
It's
talk
a joke.
about
It's a joke between me and Hans. It's an inside joke. You don't understand, Rex.
I know. I'm joking with you too. This is going to be a topic on the PlayStation Plus podcast. Should you buy a next gen system? Yes. Should you buy the games when they come out? I don't think so.
Returnal is $70.
Right. I want that game. I'm not paying $70 for it though. There's so much gaming I have to catch up on too. Finn was a standout in his season's American Horror Story. I haven't checked that out. I'm not into horror that much. My wife likes it. 200 million for the season. All right, and then we'll get to some more topics. Let them jack up the bench characters. It's fine. LOL. All right.
You got a couple super chats, by the way, Max.
Oh, yeah. Here's Rel McMillan. Thank you, Rel. One of the greatest guys around Movie Talk. I really say that. He's so supportive of everyone. He said Eddie is the hardest working man on YouTube. Well, he legit is. I sometimes get my news from him or Geekosity or Sil. Honestly, Eddie, I should click on more. I watch some of your videos, but I should click on more of them to see, because you come out with the topics really timely. Definitely go check them out. Let me see. Zeno is going to bat for Eddie. That means something. Appreciate the super chat, Rel. Okay, so let's get to She-Hulk. Can anyone find me a picture of Tatiana Maslany?
Yeah, sure. I covered that on my own stream on Monday.
Oh, okay. I couldn't find an actual image from the set. I'm really excited. Did anyone here see Orphan Black? Eddie, Rhea, did you see Orphan Black ever?
No.
Oh, that's a good series. If you have Amazon, it's 5 seasons. I only watched 2.5 or 3, and then I kind of dropped off. I got to finish it. But the first 2 seasons are so good, and she is such a great actress, and she's so likable. RJ and Brian, have you seen anything with Tatiana Maslany? And that's the other reason I'm so excited about She-Hulk.
No, she's definitely a talented actress. I mean, I'm super excited for it. I like the idea of doing like a legal comedy drama show, like it's gonna be like 9 30-minute episodes. So
no, I haven't seen it yet. So.
I like the idea of the character. I'm more on board for She-Hulk than if they brought a Hulk TV series, because it's something new. Like, I'm excited for this.
Hulk is going to be in the show.
Is it going to be that from the show, from the movies?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's in the show.
Mark Ruffalo? Okay.
Yeah.
I hope the rumors are true about Daredevil. What's his name? Charlie Cox.
Because it's a legal show, so it would fit perfectly if he wasn't there.
Ray and Eddie, did you guys watch Daredevil? Do you like Charlie Cox as Daredevil?
No, to be honest, I did not watch that.
Oh, that's a great show.
You gotta get on that.
What about you, Eddie? Did you ever watch Daredevil on Netflix with Charlie Cox?
Yes, I watched all 3 seasons.
Okay.
He's good as Daredevil. I can see why there's like Twitter campaigns for him to bring him back. And yeah, there's been lots of rumors about it too of him. I'm trying, and obviously they got the rights back to those characters after that period with Netflix, so it wouldn't make sense to bring him back. He's I think the most well-known one too out of the Marvel Netflix show. So like there's definitely appreciation for it, and it was such a good show too.
Yeah, I really hope it does not get as trending like restore the Snyderverse or release the Snyder Cut, but there are a group of fans that Save Daredevil campaign, and I just keep thinking of too. He's also that show has one of the best villains as Kingpin. He what's the actor's name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. He just needs to come into the MCU. He just has to. Besides Charlie Cox's Daredevil, we equally need to see that Kingpin. I mean, do you think? Let me ask this question for you guys that have seen Daredevil with that Kingpin. Do you think he would meld good with Tom Holland's Spider-Man?
Well, the thing is, if they bring those characters in, they're obviously going to retool them. In a way, it'd be like a soft reboot. They have to change them up a little bit. I still think it would work. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio has been on record saying he would love to be in the MCU, even if it is like a different version of the character. So,
Sir Nerdalot says season 2 stairwell scene. Forget which episode is the most comic book feeling scene I've ever seen. Rel said, Rhea, it's amazing. I don't know, Rhea, you might have some binging to do. Have you seen any of the Netflix Marvel shows?
I didn't.
Okay.
No, because it was during that period where, like, it was definitely like pre-Disney Plus, so it wasn't like required watching. I just sort of like coasted on the movies for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, Rhea, I would say just watch the 3 seasons of Daredevil and the first season of Jessica Jones. That's it. You can skip the rest.
Hey Eddie, do you see them melding together Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin with Tom Holland's Spider-Man? Do you think it would work?
Yeah, it could balance out. I don't. They're gonna have to retool it because obviously on MCU they don't like going too brutal, and that guy has done some crazy shit in that show.
That's true.
But I think it would match the personalities. It would match each other. Tom Holland just making jokes as his Spider-Man versus him. This Kingpin trying to be serious about everything. I think it would match.
Yeah, Max, I put in the set photos of She-Hulk and the Flash in the private chat if you want to pull them up.
Okay. I kind of got a little celebrity crush on Tatiana Maslany. I love her. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this
is that bad to admit? She's great.
No, you're good. Here's the interesting thing. Me and Eddie were talking about not me and Eddie. Me and Aaron were talking about this on the podcast I do. So I don't know if this is like a flashback maybe to her in college. That seems like what it is to me. Because I don't know if they're going with like the idea that she's super nerdy like in college before she becomes a lawyer, or if they're going with the route that she's super nerdy and like awkward before she becomes She-Hulk. And like the comedy will become that she's become like this green, almost like supermodel looking thing, and like
Do you think they would go that route? That might be offensive to some ladies if they say. I don't know, Rhea, get your perspective on that. If they go the route where she's super nerdy when she's not the She-Hulk, and then she's like a bombshell when she is the She-Hulk, besides the strength, could that put off some ladies like, what?
Just like a little disclaimer, I cannot speak for all women. I can only speak for myself.
That's true. I shouldn't do that. Like, that's on me. Thank you for correcting me. I agree. Yes.
For sure. Now that we got the disclaimer out of the way, it's just a trope, like, the nerd is like something happens to this, like, outcast person, like a catalyst or an event or some sort of like, something triggers them to become like their to reach their full potential or their inner, like greater self, and that just tends to like correlate to being like more conventionally good looking, maybe like more confident, yada yada yada. Like it happened with Cheetah in like Wonder Woman 84, for example, as a recent example. So yeah, I don't personally find any offense to that happening because it's such a it's such a trope. But yeah, I'll see how it's like actually executed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and like I said, I should clarify, like, I don't know if that is what they're doing or if it's like a flashback to her in college. I think it's more so a flashback to her in college, but I don't know.
Yeah, I personally hope they don't go that route too much because it's very stereotypical, and I think we've gone past that in storytelling. But if it's handled well, like Rhea said, if they do it well and it's not, it's not obvious and cheesy. Go ahead, Eddie.
They have to be careful about because when it comes to She-Hulk, sometimes where her costumes are like with the swimsuit looking costume and all that stuff. So obviously they're not going to use that at all. But I think besides that, I don't think they have really nothing else to worry about.
Well, that might get your great comment, Eddie. That might get the anti-SJW channels upset. This isn't comic book accurate. Do you want to walk around in a leotard? you know, like a swimsuit, or isn't it like it's just basically a swimsuit, right? That might is. Do we foresee the anti-SJWs getting upset about that she's not in a swimsuit?
Yes.
Do you think they would go 100%. You think they would jump the shark that much? I don't see they could have that argument.
No, they would.
Rhea,
nothing goes
Eddie,
past them.
do you foresee them going like, she's not in a swimsuit? This isn't comic book accurate.
I feel like they might have a moment where she's in her comic book accurate, uniform. Big quotation marks. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, but as far as like the reaction of the anti-SJWs, yeah, if it's a slow news day, they might find a way to spin that into some content.
Where's my She-Hulk in a swimsuit? Okay,
I do feel like they might go overboard, and when She-Hulk transforms, and her body gets like it's like that.
Oh yes,
she gets thick AF.
Right.
So I think they will dumb that down, and they probably will complain that it's they're taking away her sexuality and all that stuff. They will complain that, especially like you'll see it.
You're right. She does have a certain sexuality. Yeah. I haven't actually read the comics, but I've definitely seen the character.
Yeah, I mean, there are some more recent comics where like the Dan Slott run. I know it was like more based on like the lawyer aspect of the character, a lot more comedy focused. Recently, they've made it to where She-Hulk's more like a monster. Like
hey, we need to have Isaac on for movie talk too. Sometime you got to come because he's on the PlayStation Plus podcast, but he hasn't really been on for movie talk. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, like I said, in the recent comics, they turned She-Hulk into like more of a monster. Like she's just like the Hulk, where she's lost control over her emotions, and she's more monstrous and stuff. So I don't think they're gonna go that route, but that is something they could do with the character like down the line if they wanted to.
After speaking with you this panel, they definitely have to handle it expertly, or people are gonna there's a lot of things to consider with bringing the she-male. Or sorry, not
she-male.
That was a mistake.
Cancel.
What? That was a mistake. I meant to say she. No. I'm
sorry. What the hell?
She-Hulk. That's offensive.
She-Hulk. I know.
That's offensive.
No, you are canceled.
I didn't mean to say. I meant to say She-Hulk. Why am
transfer?
That's a big. That
is a big
oof.
I apologize, everyone out there. I hope that's not.
I mean, you would have been better off going with the Wham and Lead series.
I put my foot in my mouth constantly, and the viewers went up. Oh, look at how he's left. Look at him laughing now. I'm like,
maybe this is a sign you can move on to the. Let's look at the Flash set photos now.
I don't know why. I said that. I wasn't looking at anything online before or nothing. I don't know why I said that.
You do suck.
Oh my god.
You're never gonna live this down.
That was a big mess up. Thanks.
Ouch. Well, at least he didn't go like She-Hulk or something like that. It could have been a lot worse. So I would say, can we bring up the set photos for the Flash then?
Yes.
That would be Mac's responsibility.
Let's do that.
I do apologize for my goof up.
Goof up.
Yes. Oh, thanks a lot. Thank you. Yes, there'll be many more times I mess up. Okay, but that's the set photo. God damn it.
Oops,
I kind of just want to end the stream now. Let's get to the next set photos. All right.
This I'm actually very excited for.
Okay, you are. Okay.
Yeah, like this actually got my nostalgia goggles going in a little bit.
All right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, change the subject. First set images of the Flash. This is the same mansion as the Tim Burton Batman films.
Yeah. WB man.
There's Samara in the bushes. No,
it's a WB truck. Get it.
It's a classic looking Wayne Manor, guys. Like they're going back to Wayne Manor in this movie.
Didn't that catch on fire in what was the movie?
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the Tim Burton version, so
Like Liam Neeson burned that shit to the ground.
Yeah. Thanks, Barcy B. I appreciate it.
Truthfully, the only stuff I'm excited about in this Flash movie is Michael Keaton and Supergirl. Everything else I don't care about.
Zeno, I think, is trying to make the argument that that the Hulk, equal opportunity. The Hulk doesn't wear much clothes either, so he's okay with
different. That's different though, guys. When it comes to males, they don't really care if they're shirtless. But obviously, you can't have She-Hulk looking like that. Obviously, that would definitely trigger people. That would definitely cause outrage.
Yeah, you don't want to see She-Hulk boobs. But, I'm sure there are
some people would.
But
oh man,
no, Ambassador, you're just getting here. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's Karens on both sides.
Yeah, how is Matt Jarbo a Karen, by the way?
He is a Karen. I actually called him before the stream to explain why he's in the thumbnail. And he's like, I'm not a Karen. The ones that go downvote and everything, they're the Karens. I'm like, you all are. You all don't know anything. Don't put a time limit on what you don't know.
So you're saying there's fine people on both sides, Max? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no!
God damn it! I'm real. I got to be more careful on this stream. Let it go, Max. It's so you don't know it's over. You don't know that it's. I'm saying the people that say it's definitely going forward are just as full of shit as the people that say it's over. I'm saying everyone's full.
Max, don't you think it'd be smarter to set yourself up for disappointment? That way you can be surprised and happy later.
That's all I've been trying to tell everybody, but no.
I mean, it's I'm saying, we were just having a discussion about it last time. It's just nobody knows anything, so you can't tell us to get over it. If whether they just announce it tomorrow or some crazy shit like that. First of all, I get it.
The situation's never happened before. That's all I'm saying. No one knows anything.
Yeah.
Don't you talk about my mother, Ambassador. Her name is Karen.
Man, everyone's a Karen.
My mother's name is Karen.
Well, no, that's the thing. No, everyone can be a Karen at some point in time. I mean, when was the last time you got indignant over something?
Yeah. I think we need to establish what a Karen is because some people were confused about that earlier.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Max, can you explain what a Karen is to the fine folks at home?
The ones that don't have people that don't have real life problems and flip out in grocery stores or anything because you could be a Karen about anything, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say anyone.
It's not just that. Yeah, I'm saying the most recent examples.
It's just what you choose to be a Karen about,
right? When you don't really have real problems.
I feel bad.
When picking your battles does not come into the equation.
Like flipping out in a grocery store. Come on, get a life. You don't. That's a.
Can I just say on the side note, I feel so bad for women out there named Karen.
You've never had your mom come unglued at a grocery store before?
Yeah. That might have been my fault though when I was young.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
But how dare that cashier tell you how to raise her kids?
Let me ask y'all's opinion. Sorry to kind of make a side stop on the topic, but back when the 6 feet rule was more heavily enforced, there would be what I would perceive as Karens who would be like, "Can you please step back, please?" Or
That's
if I was within their bubble, and part of me would be like, "Oh shit, I effed up." But then at the same time, I'm like, oh, that's such a Karen thing to do. So I'm like, I will respect your wish, but at the same time, you're calling me out in front of everyone and just sort of making it bigger than it needs to be.
Absolutely. There's definitely Karens on both sides.
I thought they were making Karen a movie.
Overpriced gas guzzling SUV involved.
Yeah.
like a Chevy Suburban of some kind.
Ambassador's going hard on you, Max. I mean, what are you gonna say to that comment?
Where? What?
Look up a picture of a middle-aged geek in a bat mask. That's a Karen.
He says if you go to the Urban Dictionary and look up Karen, you're going to see a picture of Max.
I went full Karen after The Last Jedi, and I'm not that way anymore. I want things to be good.
Depends on what the subject matter is, man.
Yeah.
According to this logic, then Geeks and Gamers and other folks they're Karens in your opinion.
Please say that louder. Yes. They
God, I don't want to get clipped, but yeah, okay.
Say it for the people in the back.
Jeremy is a Karen. Yes, absolutely. That's right. Complain about everything. This book is so woke. Did you read it? No. It just looks woke. Everything is got an agenda. Yeah, that's full on Karen. That's for real. Thank you. Props to Rhea for figuring that out. So I should have figured that out on a lot less videos that I've covered.
Well, that sucks because, like you said, what if your name was Karen? Okay, like, and then and like your name has just become synonymous with everything bad about the world.
Go full Jeremy.
Oh Jesus! Poor Karens.
Yeah.
Karens of the world unite.
Well, Zeno is really doubling down on this. She-Hulk can wear a bathing suit if she wants to. People assume only men want to see sexy female characters. I don't foresee them going that route with She-Hulk. She-Hulk. So I don't go.
Enunciate those words, man.
Yeah,
Make sure you say loud and clear.
I really don't know how that happened earlier.
So that was quite the Freudian slip.
Yeah. But he's saying, what? I don't know, Rhea. Do you want to see a sexy She-Hulk or what? You know,
Yeah. Like I responded to Zeno in the chat. I was like, I can just speak for my own self, but like I want to see sexy, powerful women on screen. You know, like I'm a fan of women in all shapes and sizes. Being empowered on screen. So, like I get like the argument about the exploitation of their bodies and their and them being sexualized more than being perceived as powerful figures in the story. But for me, it's all just through like your interpretation of the source material, I think.
Yeah. Well, I should clarify too. She-Hulk is being written and directed by women. Like women are at the forefront of the show, behind the scenes and behind the cameras. So I have a feeling whatever they go with, I'm sure it'll work fine. I have faith in Marvel, so
it's got to be better than the one that China put out a few years ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
Porno.
Oh, okay. She-Hulk's villain on Disney Plus is from Secret Wars. This is the rumor on Geekosity.com.
Okay, I had not read this yet. So this is gonna be a first reaction. Whoa! We need to look at that John Berthold thing too. Hold up, what?
Oh, okay. Well, the She-Hulk series on Disney Plus has selected its villains. One has roots in Secret Wars. According to Michael Roman of the YouTube channel Everything Always, Marvel Studios chose Tatiana to be She-Hulk's main foe in the
Titania.
What?
You said Tatiana. That's the name of the actress.
Okay, let me see. Someone else's. Uh-oh. Hey, Karen.
So I heard you were talking shit?
Yeah, I say you're just as bad.
Karen.
I say you're just as bad.
No, you and I had a conversation on the phone about this earlier.
Yeah, and you said I'm not, and I left it and said you're a Karen.
No, I'm not a Karen.
I give up. I haven't heard
Karens operate with emotion.
Okay.
I operate with logic and fact.
You have no facts.
What
There's
facts?
nothing.
What facts?
You tell him, Eddie. You tell him.
What fact? Well, what's the question? And I can tell you the facts.
What's your facts that it's done?
Ask him the question, Eddie. Go at him.
Fact. They haven't said a word about it in over a month. Fact. HBO Max or Warner Media never came out and gave any official positive or negative.
Jarbo, 3.7 million views in 39 days.
Well, it's 3.8 million for Godzilla vs. Kong in the first 3. So let's, I mean, we can argue numbers over the first 3 days, the first 39 days, or whatever. The reality is they haven't said a word.
Oh, here we go. There's more proof.
You call me. I'm just saying. I'm not the one that is out there calling for mass downvoting of videos.
Jarbo, I don't know if you guys saw, but Jarbo got hit pretty hard on Twitter, man.
Ambassador.
I don't care. I don't care about that's nothing. They won't actually engage with me in the argument because
he has pain in his back. He can't bring.
I'm in pain right now. Yeah, absolutely. But I just got home and I had to go run an errand and so.
Boy, I screwed up on stream earlier. Let's not talk about
Max. So Max, do you you and Jarbo disagree on this, right? You think Army of the Dead matters?
I think Army of the Dead matters, and I think Blu-ray sales matter too.
How would Army of the Dead matter?
Because it's going to make him even more relevant as a director for your streaming service.
Okay, so what you're arguably saying is that more people are going to watch Army of the Dead than the Snyder Cut.
No, it means he's going to be a sought-after director for your properties on your streaming service. They're going to
basically, if Army of the Dead's successful, it gives him more bargaining power.
It does.
And
but since Netflix never releases their numbers, how would you know?
They do release their numbers.
They do not actually release their numbers.
People in the studio.
Netflix likes to brag about how successful the movies are.
Netflix has mentioned it, yeah, but that's not an all the time thing.
People in Hollywood know. They've also already watched Army of the Dead. They know if it's legit or not. They're going to be looking at all of this. He actually shouldn't sign on the dotted line until after that hits to see how big it is. He really shouldn't.
Okay, I mean, he's already the prequel movie and prequel animated series. It's kind of already telling you more,
right? I'm saying I'm just saying the person that says it's definitely going to happen, they're a Karen, and then Jarbo and Brian.
I just said based off of information that's available, it's probably not going to happen.
Eddie, fight Jarbo. Fight Jarbo right now.
Yeah,
Eddie,
I mean, I don't know because you're saying information, but we haven't really gotten anything. So what information?
Okay,
because there's no information that proves.
Brian, calm down. Yeah, looks like you want to roast me.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. If you're dismissive of the information that's been provided, whose fault is that?
I know you guys been talking about the bullshit trailer and then the other movies getting numbers, but I'm just saying that we just had to play the waiting game. I told you guys it's just they're not giving us anything, and we can infer stuff.
No, I'm not moving the goalposts, Enosh. I'm not posting a year-old screenshot from Vero as evidence of things moving. I saw that today, buddy. I love you, but that was, and then the truth is the truth. You doubled down.
Wait. What do you mean it was a year-old post? That was a new post.
That was not a new post. What Enosh posted today was not the guy losing hope was not a new post. It was from before the announcement of the Snyder Cut. So,
okay.
Yeah, well, and that was mentioned to him multiple times in the response to his initial post. That's what I'm saying. There's no timestamps on
because Ray Porter retweeted it.
But Ray Porter's not going to be like he's not like in the know. He'll know more than us, obviously. But no, that was confirmed by multiple people that was a posting that was made.
Lewis wants to see Matt versus Eddie, Dawn of Justice.
It would, yeah. In that case, I'd be Batman with the kryptonite suit, just walloping on him. It's all right though. I love you, Eddie. No, look, I'm just saying. Let me say, like, I want.
You just gonna let him talk to you like that?
Yes, he is.
He already picked who he was gonna be, so I can't really do anything.
That's right.
About it.
I called dibs on Batman because Batman is the SHIT. There we go. No, I want more, but I'm also going to sit there and look at how things are playing out. I mean,
I think I'm in the same boat of Brian, where I'm just going to pretend that it's not happening. That way, I can be more surprised and happy when it gets announced.
There you go.
Copium is a fantastic drug.
Hey,
right?
There is a movie.
It's less addictive than opium.
That the studio wanted to bury just as much as the Snyder Cut.
Easier to get off of. I'll tell you.
Can any of you think of it? The movie that the studio this one was released. After it was released, they tried to bury it.
They tried to bury it before the movie came out.
No, that's a separate movie. I'm saying, do you guys know the separate
Edge of Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
That is a bad campaign.
Yeah,
that
great film.
Bury the movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah.
Idiocracy. The studio actively, they tried to tank the Blu-ray sales and everything. It's so hard to find. I don't even think it came out in Blu-ray. I think it's just DVD.
I know I have it on DVD.
I have it on DVD.
Right. So
it's scratched to hell, but
WTF happened to this movie? Looks at troubled productions, curious creative decisions, box office failures. Who was behind this anyway? Was this also Warner Brothers? I don't know.
No, that was 20th Century Fox.
Oh, okay.
It was Idiocracy, written and directed by Mike Judge. It was distributed through Fox. I mean, but yeah, there's no Blu-ray of it that exists. You can.
Do you guys agree? By the way, real quick, do you guys agree with Walter Hamada that if nothing happens at DC Fandom, then we know it's over? Max does not agree with me on that. I think. DC
that's the thing.
Is
that's the reality of it. Is it doesn't really
it's not
matter.
Gonna look good.
RJ,
we'll have to wait and see.
They'll not say a word about it. Right? They'll talk about the new canon. They'll talk about where they're going. And then everyone will be up in arms about it. Yeah, they'll be up in arms about it, and they'll be all like, but and then the Max will come out and go, but no, guys, no. They didn't say no, so I mean, it's still on the playing field. and then it will go 10 years down the road. Zach will be in his mid-60s. Ben will be in his late 50s.
I said earlier in the stream where I'm going to start to worry is that it comes out in the trades that Zach signed a really exclusive deal, or not exclusive, but a big deal with Netflix, a new announcement after Army of the Dead hits. Then I'm like, it's probably not going to happen. But we're talking about Idiocracy now.
You know what this reminded me of, actually? You guys ever heard of the Alex Winter movie Freaked?
Yep.
Yeah.
Styrofoam cup. It's the best line out of that movie.
That movie's like out of print. You can't find it anywhere.
After the box office failure of Office Space in '99, Judge's next effort, Idiocracy, fared even worse in 2006 with the studio practically burying his movie. But in the years since, the social satire found a cult following, become part of pop culture landscape. It came out in like late summer, early fall 2007, right? Mm.
And 2006 I think is when it came out, and that was also right around the time of Borat. So like I think a lot of people, that was the kind of irreverent humor back then, and everyone in my college was talking about Idiocracy when that thing hit. I had a professor like start going off about it in front of the students, going like, "You guys got to watch this movie," you know. And so it did a lot in regards to kind of like the Boondock Saints, how they had their fandom built off of Blockbuster video rentals. Because like if you don't know the story of Boondock Saints, watch the documentary. Oh god, there's a documentary, I forget what it's called, but the whole thing's insane.
Oh really? I didn't know about that one.
Boondock Saints was a late '90s movie written and directed by a guy named Troy Duffy. I'll just summarize it like this: he sold the script to Harvey Weinstein. Harvey loved it so much that he was going to let Troy, a first-time director, direct it, produce it. His band was going to do the soundtrack for it, and Harvey Weinstein was going to go in halves on the bar that Troy worked at when he sold the script, and they were going to co-own this bar together. Like, he had everything handed to him on a silver platter by Harvey Weinstein at the time, but his own ego destroyed it and ended up taking what was going to be a $30 million budgeted film all the way down to an $11 million budgeted movie. And it did very well with cult sales and cult followings from college students, actually, that it actually found itself very popular. So, I mean, movies like this can make their way around. Honestly, this is probably what's going to be really good about the Snyder Cut, is when it hits home video, people will then be able to get it and loan it to their friends. Or buy copies for their friends.
Which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to buy multiple copies and support it that way. That does matter, especially if it trends for a while. I predict that the Snyder Cut Blu-ray is going to be up in the charts for a long time.
Well, apparently the pre-orders for their WB UK store sold out like in 20 minutes.
Well, I want to show this next story. Eddie, this is something you haven't covered on your channel yet. I had to find something that Eddie didn't find out first yet, or maybe I just missed the video. Have you heard about this yet, Eddie? Gunpowder milkshake.
Oh yeah, I saw this on Twitter earlier today. Yeah,
I haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, when Matt won Max against Eddie, I found something you didn't know about yet. Gunpowder milkshake with Karen Gillian, Lena Headey, Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh, and Carla Gugino goes to Netflix.
I'm very excited for this.
Female-driven
with a franchise in mind.
Right.
You said Carla Gugino. I'm down.
When does it come out, though?
I believe in the summer.
Yeah, they've already shot it. Yeah, the film will head to Netflix this summer.
I just keep getting. Oh, that made it smaller. When I look at her like that, I keep thinking of Sarah Connor. She just needs to come back to Sarah Connor.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when you look at her like that, it gets bigger.
I made enough mistakes on the stream, but I'm not falling for that one. No.
Not to like derail the stream either. I was just curious, like Max, when you brought up Idiocracy, like were you trying to like imply that hey, like studio stuff has worked out before, like there's always been studio drama, or like I was trying to make sure I understood your point there.
Oh, with the Idiocracy.
Yeah. Like I was trying to say why you were comparing it.
No, I just thought it was interesting that a studio really tried to bury that. They did try to bury that movie. They didn't really want to give it a theatrical release even. They did, but they did, once they saw it, it was too the comedy was too.
Because I think overall, I think Eddie has a point in a way where it's like none of us know anything really. We're just going off of like ideas, what we know. But I don't want to
That's
speak
what I
for
said.
I want him to say.
No, that's exactly what I said. Nobody knows anything, and all this negativity is not going to help either. That's why I was. If you saw me on Twitter, Ray Porter responded to what I was talking to him like 3 times. I was like, "Look, it's the way the fandom's going right now. I should just step away. Everything's just going all over the place." Yeah, that I'm sorry, but it is some fandom menace shit. It is some downvotes, boycotting movies, and all that shit.
I've
it's
done
ridiculous.
that. It's I'm conflicted. I honestly I have to wait till the trailer comes out, Todd. I've gone back and forth. I'm not gonna boycott the Flash, but I gotta wait for the trailers to come out to see the tone of it, see how the acting is with Ezra. See what they hint at in the trailers, and then I'll make my decision if I'm going to go pay at the opening weekend.
Yeah, I understand that, but something I say all the time too. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the Flash movie. Only all these rumors that's been going on since like 2018 about it's going to retcon. Nobody knows that shit is going to happen or not. They could go a totally different direction. But since everybody's already just because watching Hamad is so heavily focused in that movie, that's why everybody's assuming that. But it's like. You see all the time boycotts. I'm not going to watch this movie. These movies, people are just having assumptions that it's going to be trash without even knowing. And you think all these people working on that movie right now don't have pressure because of all of us saying all that bullshit? If they are, they're scared. They're scared it's true. They're scared that nobody's like the movie, that nobody's to see it's underperformed just because of the way we're acting. And the fandom, the Snyderverse fandom, is a large majority. It's not speaking for everyone who loves DC, but it is.
All right, thanks for sharing your thoughts, Eddie. I mean, I think we are getting. Let's get to the whole panel on this discussion because I'm just going based on mine. But I don't know how long Eddie and Rhea and RJ have been following the Snyder Cut fandom. If you can share when you got into it, and then after you say that, say as if you're newer. I'm not assuming you are, but if you are newer to the fandom. How does it make you feel? And I'm not saying Bar CB is newer either, but her comment here is she thinks it's getting toxic too. She's getting sick of it. And she's for it too. But
real quick, I just wanted to highlight Enosh's comment because you guys agree that Ben wouldn't come back if it's going to crap over Zach's work. Like, is that?
I don't know that. I've heard my friend Enosh say that, and I honestly don't think he has that much control over it. I don't think he would back out of a contract.
I think Ben just wants to close it off. He doesn't want to leave it open-ended.
Right. And
that's
he
what
doesn't want to burn that bridge of Warner Brothers.
Because everything I've heard is that they're trying to make everyone happy. They're going to try and throw bones to Snyder Cut too.
I see where Enosh is going with that. But let's open this up to the panel too. Do you think Ben would do it if he knew that it was going to really almost retcon or throw shade at Snyder's movies? I think he would do it to end the contract and to continue his future with Warner Brothers because he also has movies and he has projects to make, and you don't cut in Hollywood. You don't cut it off, especially if they're not going that route. I don't think he would be happy about it, but I don't think he would not do it. Eddie, what do you think? Do you think Ben would do it regardless, or do you think if he saw something that was crapping on the Snyderverse, he's like, I'm not going to do this?
I'm not sure either. I don't know how we don't know how he feels. We don't know how he's feeling. In my opinion, if it's to crap on Snyder, no, he definitely won't do it.
You don't think?
No, but if it's, I don't want to say it, but at least if they do go towards that, like I'm saying, nobody knows for sure if that's going to happen or not with the Flash movie. But if they do go that way, I think as long as it's respectful enough, maybe.
Okay. All right, Rhea, and then Matt Jarbo. Rhea, what do you think? Do you think he would do it anyway, or do you think he would Ben Affleck going along with the Flash movie if it really diverted from what Snyder was doing?
Yeah, he seems like someone who wants to stay in the good graces of the studio system, to be totally honest. So I can see him playing a role in this movie, even if it does, if it is like the last time we do see him in the role, unfortunately.
Matt Jarbo, what's your take on Enosh's take that that Ben would not do it if it really went
craps on Zach's legacy?
Because he's saying it would hurt his legacy as Batman in the chat.
But here's the thing, though, is he signed on August of last year. You know, he said he wanted to look over the script. Right, there was that story that came out. I think it's a closure, is what it is. He wants to get closure, as being Batman. I would argue he probably would want to come back deep down if it was offered to him, but at the same time, Warner Brothers is the studio that let him direct The Town. They let him direct Argo, which won Best Picture, and they let him direct Live by Night, which was not his finest work. He is going to have to keep up his good graces within the studio system. So yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to do it because it's going to give him exposure, closure, and probably financing for another project he wants to do. Kind of like George Clooney. You know, he does the Oceans movies and movies like that in order to finance his more smaller passion projects.
And keep in mind, when you have a falling out with the studio, it's not just that studio that impacts. It doesn't, because people work with each other with competing studios too. That's going to cause problems for you. Multiple
isn't The Accountant also a Warner Brothers movie?
Yes, it is.
And they're working on The Accountant too. I mean, he's been within the realm of Warner Brothers now for a long time. That's because
of the days of Jeff Robinov. Him and Jeff Robinov were pretty close.
Well, and clearly that was an issue when he left.
Brian, what's Brian's take on this? Would Ben do it regardless or what?
Well, I'm sure. Like, I first off, I don't think it's gonna crap on anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Just not even address it really.
Well, no, I think that this whole thing is to try to move on. I mean, you know, as a company and all that kind of stuff. So why would you trash the old stuff when you're trying to move away from it? So I mean, it would make sense. And I mean, honestly, the fact that Ben is still involved in a way, it kind of continues what people want to see. So I mean, it's cool. I'll be cautiously optimistic is the best I can give you.
Okay. RJ, what's your?
I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, like, I don't know. Part of me just wishes that if they are continuing it, just reboot the whole damn thing with the Batman. Just make that the first movie. Just reboot from there. The whole universe. I don't know.
Sure.
I honestly don't
go
know
either way at this point.
We don't know.
I think rebooting it would be the best bet, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, we got, does it suck we're not going to get the rest of Justice League? Yeah, it does.
I'm just saying the Batman would be the perfect launching off point for a new universe.
Yeah.
If that's what they really
Barcy B says, I don't think actors have a say. It's all contracts and such.
No, actors can definitely, if they don't like the contract, they will make it known that they don't like the contract. That gets out there. They will find a way to argue and put public pressure on the company to find a middle ground. Someone like Ben Affleck is not going to sit there and take shit from Warner Brothers.
Right.
Well, what's the alternative right now is some of the major players. Disney's not going to do some of his projects and get theatrical releases. Even though Warner Brothers did the day and date theater and streaming, you still have more opportunities for your project at WB, unless you're Zack Snyder, than Disney. I think for a theatrical window that Disney is mainly going for the big blockbusters, and that's it, really.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I was curious because Real had an interesting comment saying that it's getting toxic, but let's be real. WB is pushing the fans in that direction.
Don't let them do it.
They're doing it on purpose, and we used it against the fandom. I mean, I have seen that them posting that trailer was bait because they knew that it was going to upset people.
And again, what did I say though? What also happened that day?
Well, they announced DC Fandom.
Yeah. DC Fandom was announced. We know this is the canon that they want. It's pretty easy to see a through line. People got mad at it because they wanted to get mad at it. They wanted something to get mad at. That's all it is. And that's the reactionary part of it. It's emotion. It's not logic or reasonability or rationality. It's just emotion. And if too many people rule by emotion, all you get is chaos. Because cooler heads prevail. They should prevail in the case of that whole situation, which I think that video is now at 43,000 downvotes or something.
No, it's 60.
Oh, 60, okay. Wow,
60,000 downvotes and about 52,000 comments.
Well, Enos says, and ruin his good graces with the fans after they kicked him off the project that he wanted to do. I don't think the fans will hold him responsible.
The fans are just excited to see him come back.
Do you think if the Flash is bad and they don't handle his exit of the DCU good, that we're going to hold Ben Affleck responsible, or
no? They would hold Andy Muschietti and Hamada. Well,
I mean, it depends on how crazy the fans get, though. It's possible. Like I would hope they wouldn't go that route, but it's why would you why would you do this to Zach? Do you see that? I don't know. We are becoming reactionary like WB. Yes, BarCB, great comment. We are. We're getting as bad as Warner Brothers, former brothers.
But this is what I'm talking about when I say this is exactly what they want you to do.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing.
Excuse
they now have a quantifiable, tangible, visible, physical evidence of the toxic Snyder Bros attacking Warner Brothers. Right? You've got the call for HBO, the cancel HBO Max after a retweet, and then they post a trailer the next day, and then everyone's all like, toxic Warner Brothers. They want to get that trending. Well, so it's like, who's the problem here?
I found something for Eddie. This is some anime you could get into, Eddie. What do you think about this one, Castlevania? You think it could give this a chance?
I had no clue a season 4 trailer ever came out.
Like I keep saying, I really don't care that much for anime.
This is an entry port for a dude.
No.
A dude that's in the video
Max,
games.
Calling it anime is a mistake, though. This is an animated series done by a Western studio. I wouldn't classify it as anime necessarily.
All right,
it's anime.
Don't correct me, RJ.
It's anime in style. Come on.
Kidding,
no, I'm just saying. I know, but you got to pitch it to Eddie like that because it's not really anime.
Oh,
Lord have
mercy. It's gay.
This is why people don't get into anime, dude.
Yeah, Eddie. There's no tentacle rape or incest. I think you're gonna be okay.
Ray, is this? I didn't mean to make you full screen right after he said that. Thanks to Jarbo. Is this a gateway?
I'm not the one in control.
I know. Is this a gateway anime style series that someone should try first? Have you seen this yourself, Castlevania?
I have. I'm a big fan of the video game series, and I kind of fell off on the animated series. I will say that, if you want to pitch this to someone to get them mildly interested, just say like, oh, if you like Avatar, that's a US, animated series inspired by anime. You might want to check out Castlevania. It's inspired by, a famous video game series.
And this is the 4th and final season, by the way. The show ends after this.
Eddie, so. I would want you to watch Avatar, the last Airbender.
I already seen all of it. I seen
you like that?
Yes, of course.
He did a whole cartoon.
Okay, well then you don't necessarily.
That's not anime. That's not anime. That's inspired, but that's not anime.
It's inspired, yeah.
You should, if you're looking for something good, watch Invincible.
I already watched it.
Finally,
I made a review yesterday.
I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching it.
I'm gonna need a Oh My Diaz video on explaining why you like animation but not anime.
He did a whole stream.
You did a whole stream on that?
Yes, I was on it.
That you like animation and not anime.
He talked about cartoons and Western cartoons. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, where is that? Is that on Eddie's channel?
It's on his burner channel.
Well, that's why I don't know his burner channel.
Because he can't live stream on the main channel.
Oh, man. Enosh is still going. Are you streaming, Enosh?
Yes, he said he was. He said he was going to stream in a minute.
Okay, he's still talking about this.
Hey, guys, I got to bounce.
Okay.
See you,
guys.
Brian.
Have a good night, all right?
All right, thanks, Brian.
Take care.
All right, so Enosh says, if it craps on Zach and Ben signed on knowing that the fans would not let him live that down, I don't think he should have to think about that as an actor taking on a project. I think that's unnecessary pressure to put on him. Because Ben has been thankful to Zach, allowing him to come back and do the scenes at the end. I agree. I understand your take, Enosh. I would like to be overly optimistic and think, but the reality is, when all the stuff happened with Zach in the Justice League reshoots that became whatever became Justice League, part of the spin that they were doing right after the Batman v Superman backlash was that because Ben Affleck is such a prominent director at Warner Brothers, that he was going to help with the tone of Justice League and everything. And then they still took that away from both of them, really. Zach and Ben. I heard Ben was supposed to be helping with some of the Justice League.
Well,
that's what they were at the time of movie talk. That's what they were talking about.
I think I agree with both Barcy and Zeno here, because it's like Ben should be allowed to do what he thinks is best for that character. If he thinks being in this movie to say goodbye in a way is what he feels is best for the character. He's the actor playing Batman. He knows his character better than anybody, even us fans in a way, And I don't think it's realistic to say, well, a lot of the fans or all the fans would freaking, revolt in a way. But I wanted to go to Oki's comment because I think Jarbo, like, if you could explain why you think the downvoting is toxic.
I have already explained this. I've already explained this.
This is great, Freya. Riddle me this. Anime is animation, but animation is not anime.
Like I said, I know if you explained it, but a lot of people, I think, still don't understand where you're coming from with that.
This is from a purely, like, it's a here's the thing. The Snyder bros, if you want to call them that, the fandom, have been called, attacked, whatever, by blue check marks now for quite some time. So, and the thing is, the response back to that is always, nuh-uh, right? Which is a good response. And then Zach came out and said, like, oh, look, they raised $500,000 for charity. How is that bad? Because at that point, it's a lot of, like, circumstantial things that people would argue. They go, oh, someone was mean to me on Twitter. Well, you don't quite know. You're going to associate it, but again, it doesn't quite hold weight. With the trailer, you've got Ohio Dave, who is a known entity, an influencer, if you will, a leader in the Snyder Cut movement, who is out there telling people to downvote, downvote, downvote. He shares it on Twitter. Zach responds to it by saying crossing the line, which is a direct response to Dave. And at no point does Zach say, don't do this, because crossing the line wasn't aimed at what Dave was saying. No. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. So, as a result of that, those people that are there was like over 400 retweets on that shit, and there's more now, and we have 60,000 downvotes. Do you think those people watched the 60,000 people who downvoted? Do you think they watched the whole trailer? Probably not. A lot of them probably came in 1-2 seconds, hit dislike, and bounced out. What that does is it starts to alter the average watch time of the channel or of that video. And since all YouTube cares about really is your average view duration, how much time people spend on the platform, the more you jump into a video, click dislike, and you leave, it starts to hurt it, which therefore restricts it in the algorithm. It doesn't cause it to spread. If that happens enough times, it can damage the entire channel. It's what I call death by 1,000 cuts. And I am coming to you, and I say this as a person who absolutely understands this firsthand. My main channel had 163,000 subscribers before I had my fallout 3 years ago. I can barely get 1,000 views on a video now, and I still have 120,000 subs. The reason for that is because it was so attacked and so heavily hit that it just deranked it in the algorithm. It doesn't even get shown to the people who still subscribe. So that's what I'm talking about. This gives you a visible metric of attack correlated with a thought leader in the movement telling you to do it, and Zack Snyder himself effectively co-signing it without coming out and saying, don't do it. That's what I'm talking about.
It would be better if he didn't say anything at all.
It would have been better if he said nothing at all. But the fact that he's there and the fact that, he's not saying no and crossing the line is not going to indicate what the fan is doing. It's what Warner Brothers did in his eyes. That is going to be something that they can use as a way to go, well, here we have actual proof that the fandom is toxic. They're attacking our channels. They've tried to get cancel HBO Max trending. They've tried to get toxic Warner Brothers trending. Yeah. They've been visibly attacking us in videos and tweets and everything else. Why should we give them what they want? Why should we continue to work with them? Clearly, we're seeing them for who they truly are.
Well, let's get Eddie's. I want to hear your response here about what Matt just. What do you think, Zach, just saying that cross the line, kind of like that's kind of like go ahead to the fans, really. If you think about it, it's just like it's not condemning it, and it's saying you're watching, it's saying you're noticing it. That kind of like gave the.
Well, no,
I say to do it, but
Well, no, and you can see the people in the chat like, no. See, here's the thing.
Well, people are entitled to downvote it, but understand what that does, I think.
The people, yeah, and the thing is when that's getting spread around to go ahead and encourage people to do it. I'm talking about it being optics.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers now has an actual physical thing to look at and go, see?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
well, we gave them
Yeah, JR, a lot of YouTubers are making content on this, like big names, people in the Fandom has been talking about
I know,
this.
I'm a verified YouTuber, 100%. I read that.
Well,
I read that.
What do you think? What do you think, Zach?
But verified doesn't mean anything when it comes to the algorithm.
Say anything, or do you think that could come back to it's not a good look for him? Because he basically said what Matt's saying is he said, oh, they crossed the line with releasing the trailer. So that kind of gave the fans the go ahead. He didn't tell them to downvote, but he's also the guy that organized the downvoting. Ohio Dave, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I didn't already come out before he even said anything, though. I'm pretty sure they were already mass downvoting before he even
they were,
said anything about it. I mean, when it was a shitty thing to do for them to release that for no reason. But I don't know. I don't know if he should be blamed or if he encouraged anyone's behavior. If anything, he probably made people more aware of it. Because lots of people didn't know that happened. When people were like, "Oh, Justice League 4K. Oh, let me see it." And once I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, this is the effing Justice League from 2017." I was like,
yeah,
like, what's going on?
But how many people are calling it an attack on fans, and how many people are just blindly going along with that? You know,
I basically
like that's being a Karen.
No part of mass downvoting. I think it's bad for the industry. And I think it just shows where the majority of movie fans are at. There's a lot of trolls on the internet. Rhea, what's your thoughts? Should Zach's just not said anything there, or do you think it's not a good look for him to be included in that conversation that can concluded with a mass downvote of a WB property?
I do think that from the screenshots that I saw from the thread that Zach was directly replying to the trailer existing by saying it's crossing the line because like I don't think he was tagged in the post, right? Like he kind of sought it out and made that comment of his own volition. But then it was the folks who interpreted that as the reason to go and mass downvote it. So I think that that's sort of like where where I guess like my perspective is a little foggy because it's well, how do you respond to this this comment that Zach is making in response to the trailer, other than to downvote it? But then it sort of like reinforces that perception of a cult mentality, unfortunately, at least like in my perspective. And sorry to kind of ramble, but that's sort of like where I think I'm at right now with that.
Okay, well, Barcy B shares her own experience here. Thanks you for sharing, Barcy. What Zach said made the situation more confusing. I downvoted as soon as I saw it for my own reasons and not because other people told me to. Okay, well then that was organic. That's different than using it for what it's there for and then pointing to this when you have a lot of fans saying, look, go downvote. That's like organized. That's not organic. Organized, not organic. What is Xenotall? What is he talking about?
Because I think it was Ben was talking about getting some chicken for dinner or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I think I am going to end it soon because I got to prepare for this ladies' night tomorrow too. I got to contact the ladies, the surprise guests for tomorrow. Everyone be on their best behavior.
Any teases for who's coming?
I don't know. Eddie, are you going to be there? I don't know.
I can't.
Said it was ladies'
night. A girl to you?
No, you don't. You could maybe make an appearance. We'll bring Eddie in for a few minutes if you want. I don't know, Eddie with a bunch of ladies. That might be good. Good movie talk. Oh no, he's happy. Look how
Eddie's
happy
Angels.
he got.
That's what we should title it.
Oh really, Rhea? Really? Okay. Eddie's Angels. Now look. Did you see this man? Did you see how excited he got after I was just riffing? I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Obviously, based on earlier in the stream. And as soon as I mentioned Eddie and a bunch of ladies of movie talk, man, that smile couldn't get bigger. Make sure to wear your Bree shirt. Okay, that is where we'll end it. Go check out Poindexter Lounge later or Matt Jarbo on $3 Theater, Hollywood After Dark. I don't know if he's streaming tonight. I'm not sure.
I might do it from bed just because of my daughter was like my daughter was playing around and she kicked my rib.
Tell us more.
No, I still have my rib injury, and so she kicked that, so it hurts. And I'm at the computer right now, and I don't know how long I want to stay here. So,
all right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. See you tomorrow.
Bye, y'all.